So let's start off by talking about sleep. How many hours do you usually sleep at night?
Well, when it comes to my usual sleeping patterns, I tend to allocate around 7 to 8 hours for sleep each night. I found this duration to be optimal for me in terms of feeling well rested and ready to take on the day ahead. Although there are instances where I might deviate from my sleep duration, but I would say that I usually get enough sleep.
Do you sometimes sleep during the day?
Yes, definitely. There are times when I find it beneficial to take a short daytime nap. Napping can provide me with a quick energy boost and help me stay refreshed, especially on days when I haven't had enough sleep at night or when I feel particularly tired. Typically, if I feel the need for a nap, I try to limit it to around 20 or 30 minutes since I want my nap duration to complement rather than disrupt my overall sleeping pattern.
What do you do if you can't get to sleep at night?
In the rare occasion when I find it difficult to fall asleep at night, there are a few strategies I employ to help induce sleep. Firstly, I try to create a calm and comfortable sleep environment. This includes ensuring the room is dark, quiet, and at a comfortable temperature. I also make an effort to disconnect from electronic devices such as phones or laptops, as the blue light emitted by screens can interfere with sleep. I may also engage in relaxing activities which involve reading a book, listening to soothing music, or practicing deep breathing exercises.
Do you ever remember the dreams you've had while you were asleep?
Yes, I do remember my dreams quite often, although I am not a big fan of recalling my dreams. I tend to have relatively clear memories of my dreams upon waking up. Sometimes my dreams reflect events or situations I've encountered during the day, while other times they delve into more abstract or fantastical scenarios. As I already mentioned, I don't enjoy remembering what I have dreamt about. Nevertheless, I consider dream recall to be a fascinating aspect of the sleep experience. It provides a glimpse into the mysterious world of subconscious mind and can sometimes offer insights or inspiration. I like to share a memorable experience about meeting someone who eventually became a close friend of mine, actually. The person I met was named Sarah. It was during my first year of college when we crossed paths and in a psychology class. It was an ordinary day and we were randomly assigned as partners for a group project. As we started discussing our project topic, I noticed Sarah's friendly and approachable demeanor. She had a warm smile and a genuine interest in the subject matter. I found her to be intelligent and articulate, which made our collaboration enjoyable from the start. What struck me the most about Sarah was her ability to listen attentively and contribute thoughtful insights. She had a knack for making others feel heard and valued. This trait, combined with her positive attitude, made me feel comfortable sharing my thoughts and ideas with her. As we spent more time together working on the project, I realized that we shared similar interests and values. We both had a passion for learning, which further strengthened our connection. Beyond our shared interests, I believe our friendship flourished due to the mutual support and respect we offered each other. Sarah was always there to lend a listening ear or offer advice during challenging times. We encouraged each other's personal and academic growth, pushing one another to reach our full potential. Moreover, our friendship was built on a foundation of trust and authenticity. We felt comfortable being ourselves around each other with the fear of judgment. Without the fear of judgment. This openness allowed us to share our vulnerabilities, dreams, and aspirations freely. Over time, as we faced various ups and downs together, our bond grew stronger. We celebrated each other's achievements, provided a shoulder to lean on during difficult moments, and shared countless laughs along the way. Our friendship has stood the test of time, and despite the distance that separates us now, we continue to support and cherish one another. In conclusion, meeting Sarah during my college years was a turning point in my life. Our initial encounter during a group project sparked a connection that grew into a deep and meaningful relationship. Our shared interests, mutual support, trust, and authenticity have been the pillars of a lasting bond. I am grateful for the friendship we have developed and the positive impact Sarah has had on my life.
How important is it for children to have lots of friends at school?
Having a solid social network and developing friendships during childhood is undoubtedly important for children. It plays a significant role in the overall development and well-being. First and foremost, having friends at school provides children with a sense of belonging and inclusion. It allows them to feel connected to their peers and establishes a support system outside of their family. Moreover, friendships at school foster important social skills and emotional intelligence. Through interactions with peers, children learn valuable lessons in communication, empathy, cooperation, and conflict resolution. Friendships also contribute to a child's cognitive development. Engaging in group activities with friends can enhance problem-solving skills, creativity, and critical thinking, which can in turn broaden their perspectives. However, it is worth noting that the quality of friendships is equally, if not more, important than the quantity. While having lots of friends can be beneficial for some children, others may thrive with a smaller circle of close friends. What matters most in the depth is the depth of these friendships and the positive influences they have on a child's life. In conclusion, I reckon while it is important for children to have friends at school, the emphasis should be on the quality rather than the quantity of these friendships.
Do you think it is wrong for parents to influence which friends their children have?
Well, when it comes to parents influencing their children's choice of friends, it is a topic that can evoke differing opinions. While some may argue that parental actually involvement is necessary to ensure their children's well-being, others believe that children should have the freedom to choose their own friends. On the one hand, parents may have valid concerns about the company their children keep. They want to protect their children from negative influences or potential harm. By exerting influence over their children's friendship, parents may believe they are safeguarding their child's best interests. Additionally, parents may have insights into their child's personality, values, and interests, which can guide them in encouraging friendships that align with these aspects. However, it is important to strike a balance between parental guidance and allowing children to make their own choices. Children need the opportunity to explore social interactions, form their own opinions, and develop their interpersonal skills. Allowing them to choose their friends can foster independence, self-confidence, and a sense of autonomy. Parents can play a supportive role by providing guidance and open communication. They can engage in conversations with their children about friendship, discussing the qualities of healthy relationships and the importance of surrounding themselves with positive influences. In conclusion, while parents may have genuine concerns and intentions, it is crucial to strike a balance between guidance and allowing children to make their own decisions.
Why do you think children often choose different friends as they get older?
Well, as children grow older, it is common for them to choose different friends as their interests, priorities, and personalities evolve. Several factors contribute to this phenomenon. Firstly, as children grow through different stages of development, their interests and hobbies change. They become exposed to new activities, sports, or clubs, which can attract them to different peer groups. For example, a child who was once interested in playing with toys may develop a passion for music or sports. leading them to seek friendships with others who share their newfound interests. Secondly, as children mature, they begin to develop their own identities and values. They explore their likes and dislikes, forming opinions and beliefs that may differ from their previous social circles. Additionally, as children navigate through the complexities and social dynamics, they become more aware of their own personality and preferences. They may discover that certain friendships no longer meet their needs for support, understanding, and shared experiences. It is also worth noting that as children grow older, their social circles expand beyond the boundaries of their immediate surroundings. With the advent of technology and social media, children now have the opportunity to connect with peers from different schools, cities, or even countries. This accessibility to a broader network of individuals can contribute to a diversification of their friendships. In summary, children often choose different friends as they get older due to factors such as changing interests, evolving identities, and the exploration of new social circles. Hello everybody, and welcome to the analysis of the speaking that you just listened to. In this section, I'm going to try and analyze all the expressions that we worked on and the actual speaking that took place. And we will go through the text that you just heard on the video, and I will also recommend some extra vocabulary that I think can be very useful when you are trying to talk about the specific subjects that were asked from the actually candidate in the speaking section. As you might have noticed, the speaking was actually a simulation of an IELTS 9 in the exam, in the real exam. The situation might be a little bit different from what you saw, but if you have enough practice and you spend enough time, you can actually deliver a speaking nearly quite as what you saw. Before I go into the actually analysis of the speaking part, that's why we would be really grateful if you would like, share, and follow us on YouTube. That is the best way to support the work that we are doing, and it will help us do and prepare even more videos for you. So let's get the ball rolling. Let's go straight to task one, and let's start with the questions. Question number one was, how many hours do you usually sleep at night? It was a section one question, which is a very simple and easy one. First sentence went like this: well, when it comes to my usual sleeping patterns, I tend to allocate around 7 to 8 hours for sleep each night. The first expression that was used is when it comes to. When it comes to is a very, very good opener, which you can use when you want to talk about a specific subject. Usual sleeping patterns. Sleeping pattern is something that it means that how you sleep during the night, how many hours a day do you sleep. That's a sleeping pattern. That's a related vocabulary. I tend to allocate. Tend to is also a verb that is used on a very regular basis, and it's a very good verb that can also be used if you want to talk about this. Allocate means to actually spend that amount of time, around 7 to 8 hours for sleep each night. It was a very good opening sentence to start talking about that. The second sentence went, I find this duration to be optimal for me in terms of feeling well rested and ready to take on the day ahead. Optimal means the perfect amount of time that you need to take in order to sleep. Well rested was a very nice adjective which was used in the speaking section, which means that you have actually had enough rest. And to take on the day ahead, take on means to actually do the things that you are supposed to do during that specific day. So, and the last, actually there are two more sentences that will be covered. Although there are instances where I might deviate from my, sleep duration. If you deviate from something, that you don't go according to plan, you have planned to do something, and what you actually do doesn't turn out the way you wanted it to. So when you deviate from a plan, usually it's used for a plan, or deviate from something. It's when something goes wrong or you do something differently from what you were supposed to do. So instance means there are times or there are examples of a time which they did not get the amount of sleep that they were supposed to. So this is also a very nice sentence that complements the previous one. And the last sentence finishes the section 1 speaking with this sentence: but I would say that I usually get enough sleep, which actually to some extent wraps up the question that has been asked from the candidate. Get enough sleep is also an expression which is very useful in order to answer this question. As you can see in the first answer, we see a very good range of vocabulary which was used related to the question, and the answer to the question is short. It's not that long, it's not that complicated, and that's how you should actually answer the section 1 question. Some related vocabulary which you can use if you want to answer such a question. The first one is sleeping hours. It's the amount of time or the amount of hours that you spend sleeping each day during the 24-hour time period. Adequate sleep. Adequate actually means enough sleep. So that if you have enough sleep, you can use, instead of enough, you can use the expression to have adequate sleep. Maintain physical and mental health. This is also another expression which you can use if you want to talk about this. If you maintain your physical and mental health, it means that you have both physical health and mental health. Sleep pattern and sleep routine are both synonyms, and you can use them both in order to talk about your sleeping patterns and how you actually sleep. Function optimally. If you function optimally, it means you function at the best possible condition that you actually work throughout the day. Maintain focus and productivity. If you maintain focus, it means you keep your focus and your focus stays intact and it actually doesn't change. And productivity relates to the amount of work that you can get done during a day. Deviated sleep duration. Okay, we talked about deviate here up here. If you remember, I might deviate from my sleep duration. Deviated sleep duration is actually a very nice collocation. It means that your sleep duration is not what you were used to and it has changed to some extent. The next word is compensate for sleep deficits. When you compensate for something, the question is to compensate for something. That's the expression which is used. When you compensate for something, you make up for it. Meaning that you actually want to do something, you were supposed to get something done, you hadn't had the chance to do it, and you want to make up for it and do it later on. If you want to compensate for sleep deficits, deficit actually means shortfall, or something that you were supposed to do and you couldn't do it. Okay, so if you compensate for sleep deficits, it means that you were supposed to go to sleep, but you couldn't do that, and now you're trying to actually do that later on. A power nap is a kind of short nap that you take during the day, which will actually compensate for your sleep deficits. Well rested, we talked about that. It's an adjective which means that you have had enough rest. And maintain a healthy lifestyle. As you can see, this expression which is used here is very close to this one that we have here: maintain focus and productivity, and maintain physical and mental health. As you can see, the verb maintain can be used in a lot of different usages, and to maintain a healthy lifestyle, it means to actually have a healthy lifestyle. Please note that these expressions, that the vocabulary that we talk about here, are not all the ones that are used in the answer, but in order to improve and better your speaking, you have to try and answer the question yourself, and we are recommending some other vocabulary that you can use to actually answer such a question. Okay, let's go to the second question. Do you sometimes sleep during the day? This was the second question which was asked. The answer started as such: yes, there are times when I find it beneficial to take short daytime naps. So find something beneficial. It means find something to your benefit. It means it helps you to do something. So the candidate says that it is beneficial for him to take short daytime naps. A daytime nap is a short period that you sleep during the day. The sentence continues with this very, very beautiful sentence: napping can provide me with a quick energy boost and help me stay refreshed, especially on days when I haven't had enough sleep at night or when I feel particularly tired. So he's explaining why he actually takes a short daytime nap. He says that napping gives him, provide means give that person, a quick energy boost. An energy boost is when your energy increases to a certain level, and it helps that person stay refreshed to become better, especially on days when I haven't had enough sleep at night or when I feel particularly tired. Two things that I have to point out here. Well, first of all, is the use of haven't had as a present perfect form in the negative, which actually does help you increase your speaking score in the IELTS exam. Okay? And the second one is if I feel particularly tired. The candidate could have easily answered the question like this: I feel tired. But that adverb, the adding of the adverb, particularly to tired, actually makes that sentence much more beautiful and also much more complicated. The last sentence goes like this: typically, which means usually, if I feel the need for a nap, feel the need for something. Take a look at, be careful about the actually prepositions which are used. If he feels the need for something, it means you're required to do something. I try to limit it to around 20 to 30 minutes. It means that person doesn't sleep more than 20 to 30 minutes, since I want my nap duration to complement rather than disrupt my overall sleeping pattern. Now, the second part is also very interesting because it uses a very nice complication. To complement something, it means actually to add something or to improve something or to make something better. So he says that he's taking a 20 to 30 minute nap. Why? Because he wants the duration of his nap to help rather than disrupt his overall sleeping pattern. So to complement rather than to disrupt is a very, very nice expression to use. To complement rather than disrupt. You can use it in other actually contexts as well. Let's take a look at some extra vocabulary also, although I should point out that we have brought the vocabulary which are used here in this section as well. Daytime nap, we talked about it. It means to take a nap during the day. Energy boost was the second one, which means something that increases the amount of energy you have. Light sleep stage is a stage which you don't go into heavy sleep and you just take a very short nap. Nighttime sleep pattern, which is the pattern that you use to sleep while during the night. Be mindful of something. If you are mindful of something, that means you take that thing into consideration. Now, we have two expressions here. These were the ones that weren't used in the speaking, but they are very, very, very useful ones. Mental exertion and physical exertion. Both exertion means effort. So you can put in a mental effort or a physical effort in order to sleep during the day, to take a short nap. So the next word is optimal performance, which I think we had it in the speaking, if I'm not mistaken. Let me take a look. No, we didn't use that here. An optimal performance is that when you perform at your best level. This was the expression which was used, complement a sleep pattern, which is a very nice expression, and I really recommend you to use it when you are doing a speaking. You can replace a sleep pattern with anything that you like. This is just an example because this was the question that was asked during this interview. To add to something in a way that improves it or makes it more attractive. Okay, so if you complement something, you add to it or improve it or make it more attractive. For example, we have an expression to complement your look. It means the way you dress, to make it better. Okay, for example, you say you can add a scarf to complement your look. It means if you add a scarf to what you are wearing, to the clothes that you have on right now, it will make your look better. Enhance alertness. Enhance here means increase, to make better. And the last one is to strike a balance. Strike here means to create a balance. So instead of saying create a balance, you can easily use the word strike a balance, which makes your sentence much more sophisticated and better. Let's go to the third question, which was asked from the candidate. What do you do if you can't get to sleep at night? So this was a third question which was asked. The opening sentence was very nice. You used a very interesting opener. In the rare occasion. In the rare occasion is something that you can use again in multiple different answers that you provide for the examiner. In the rare occasion is used when you want to refer to something which does not happen on a regular basis. It happens very rarely. So instead of saying rarely, you can say in the rare occasion. When I find it difficult to fall asleep, when it's difficult for me to fall asleep at night, there are a few strategies that I employ to help induce sleep. Now, to employ a strategy, okay, means to use a certain or a specific strategy in order to do something. Okay, so this is also another expression which you can use if you want to talk about, again, anything that you want to discuss related to something like that. And to induce sleep, induce actually can mean persuade. So when you induce sleep, it means you try to put yourself to sleep, or you persuade yourself to go to sleep. So now he's going to talk about the different strategies that this person employs in order to do that. Firstly, I try to create a calm and comfortable sleep environment. Now, the use of adjectives is very important when you are doing an IELTS speaking section. Here, 2 adjectives have been used, calm and also comfortable. Both of them are very good and useful adjectives. So he tries to create a calm and comfortable sleep environment. That's the first strategy he actually employs. This includes ensuring. Ensure is a verb meaning making sure. This includes making sure the room is dark, quiet and at a comfortable temperature. Now, dark and quiet are very common adjectives which are used, but the expression which is used here is comfortable temperature. A comfortable temperature is a temperature that does not annoy you or make you feel bad. It's not too hot, neither is it too cold. Now, the next sentence we're going to do, the next sentence which actually was said, I also make an effort. Make an effort means try. Okay, so I also try to disconnect from electronic devices, such as phones or laptops. So he tries to disconnect himself from any phones or laptops, as the blue light emitted by screens can interfere with sleep. Now, the verb emit is used here, which means to actually put something out. It's also used, for example, for greenhouse gases. You can say to emit greenhouse gases. So the blue light emitted by screens can interfere with sleep. If something interferes with something, it has a negative effect. You know, we have 2 verbs which are referred to this. The first one is interfere, which has a negative meaning. The second one is intervene, which has a positive meaning. You try to stop something, but in a positive way, not actually in a negative way. So when something interferes, it means it stops it from happening, but you don't want it to do so. So it interferes with his sleep pattern. I may also engage in relaxing activities. Engage in relaxing activities. First of all, pay attention to the preposition of the verb engage, which is in. A relaxing activity is something that makes you relaxed, which involve reading a book, listening to soothing music, or practicing deep breathing exercises, which are actually relaxing activities, which are reading a book, the first one, listening to soothing music. A soothing piece of music is something that calms you down, or practicing deep breathing exercises, which is a technique which helps you fall asleep faster. Now, some of the related vocabulary for this section: fall asleep within a reasonable time frame. It means that when you fall asleep, for example, within 5 to 10 minutes after going into your bed and actually pulling the sheets over yourself, which is called a reasonable time frame. We talked about to induce sleep. It means to actually force yourself to go to sleep or persuade yourself to go to sleep. A sleep environment is the atmosphere in which you decide to sleep in. Avoid staying in bed is something that you can use here. For example, if you can't sleep, you can say, I avoid staying in bed. I try to get up and do something to help me fall asleep. Promote sleepiness. Promote here means to increase actually sleepiness. When you promote something, you actually increase that thing. So if there are activities which you can carry out which will promote sleepiness. Pre-sleep routine is something that you do that will help you fall asleep before you actually go to sleep. Wind down and prepare for sleep. Now, pay attention that this is a verb. It's not wind down. The pronunciation is wind down. Wind down means rest or relax after a period of activity or excitement. Now, so you wind down, it means you try to relax and prepare yourself to fall asleep. It's a very, very, very nice expression that you can use if you want to talk about getting ready to fall asleep. Disrupt your sleep pattern. If something disrupts your activities, any kind of activity, it can be a sleep pattern, it can be anything else related to that. It means it actually takes it out of the normal and you do it differently, or it doesn't go according to plan. If you can't fall asleep, you might want to seek professional advice. It means you would ask. Seek means look for, okay? So when you seek professional advice, you look for or you talk to a professional, a sleep therapist or a sleep specialist, and you try to talk about your sleeping patterns to that person to actually, for that person to actually provide you with something to make you sleep better and easier. A sleep specialist is actually somebody who helps you in that specific area of sleeping. A sleep challenge is something that you have that doesn't allow you to fall asleep. These are the challenges that you face while you're sleeping. And the last one is conducive sleep environment. A conducive environment is an easy environment. It's an environment which allows you to do something without you having or facing many problems. And the expression that, the structure for the verb is be conducive of something. These are the things that you should actually write down and use. Be conducive of something. Be conducive of something means if a situation is conducive. I'm terribly sorry. It's be conducive to something. That's a actually typo mistake I have made there. I do apologize for that. Be conducive to something actually means that if a situation or anything is conducive to anything, it provides conditions that make it easy for you to work in. For example, an environment conducive to learning. It means an environment that makes learning easy. So pay attention that here the preposition of is a mistake and it should be replaced with the preposition to. Be conducive to something is the correct answer. Okay, let's go to the last sentence, the last question. Do you ever remember the dreams you've had while you were asleep? So this was the last question that was asked in the first section. The first sentence that started the answer goes like this. Yes, I do remember my dreams quite often, although I am not a big fan of recalling my dreams. Here you can see the usage of the verb do. Do is used for emphasis. It's used to emphasize what you are trying to say. You can easily omit that. You can do this in a present simple sentence or in a past simple sentence, and you can only do it in the case that your sentence is positive. You can't do it in a negative or question form. So you do remember I do remember my dreams. It means that I definitely remember my dreams quite often. Although I'm not a big fan of recalling my dreams. Recall something here means to remember it. The actually candidate says that he remembers his dreams, but he doesn't like remembering them to any extent. I tend to have relatively clear memories of my dreams upon waking up. It means tend to here means usually. It means I usually have relatively clear means very clear memories of my dreams. I mean, which actually refers to recalling my dreams. Okay, so he has very relatively clear memories of his dreams. Upon waking up is also a very nice expression which is used, meaning that as that person gets up, the moment that that person gets up, he does remember what he has dreamt about. Now, the second question, the next sentence goes like this. Sometimes my dreams reflect events or situations I've encountered during the day. If something reflects something, it means it actually shows that thing. So if he says that my dreams reflect events, are a reflection, are showing events or happenings or situations To encounter something, it means to experience that specific thing that he has encountered during the day. While other times, in other cases, they delve into more abstract or fantastical scenarios. Delve into means, if I want to make it simple, I would say go into. Okay, so delve into something, it means they go into other, actually, more specific or more abstract or fantastical scenarios. As I already mentioned, the next sentence, I don't enjoy remembering what I have dreamt about. As I already mentioned, is a very, very good expression you can use when you are speaking or when you are writing something down, because it is used to refer to something which you have previously said, which is actually very good in the speaking, and it also has an extra mark for you. As I already mentioned, I don't enjoy remembering what I have dreamt about. To dream about something, also pay attention to the preposition for dream here. Nevertheless, I consider dream recall to be a fascinating aspect of the sleep experience. He wants to emphasize here that although he doesn't enjoy that, from his perspective and point of view, remembering your dream, which is actually referred to here as dream recall, okay, to be a fascinating aspect, an interesting aspect, an aspect that fascinates you, makes you think about something of the sleep experience. And the final sentence, which was said in this first section, was it provides a glimpse into the mysterious world of our subconscious mind and can sometimes offer insight and inspiration. If you provide a glimpse means a very short look. So it provides a very short look into the mysterious world of our subconscious. Your subconscious is something that is in your mind and you do not have complete control over it. So the mysterious world means the strange world of your subconscious mind and can sometimes offer insight or inspiration. If something offers insight or inspiration, it means it helps you see things better and you are inspired to do something about it or to do something because you have seen that. The related vocabulary, we talked about dream recall. Dream recall and dream recollection are actually synonyms. You can use them in each other's place. Upon waking up was another expression which we used, which meant the moment you wake up. Subconscious mind is the mind that you do not actually have full control over. Dream journal is something that we didn't talk about here. I want to explain about this. A dream journal is when you actually write down everything that you see or you have encountered during your dreams. So that's called a dream journal. Capture the essence of your dreams is to understand actually the depth of your dreams or what you're dreaming about and reflect upon the meaning of dreams. If you reflect upon something, if you reflect upon a memory, if you reflect upon an incident, or if you reflect upon anything which has happened to you in the past, you look back at it and try to figure out something which is related to what has happened to you. Okay, let's move straight on to section 2. As you know, in section 2 you will be given a topic. It's called the cue card. You will have 1 minute to actually think about the topic. You will be provided with a pencil and paper in order to take notes during that 1 minute. And after that, you are supposed to talk about that topic for 1 to 2 minutes. Sorry, guys. For that, let's take a look at the topic together. Describe a time when you met someone who you became good friends with. This is the main topic that you are supposed to talk about. And as you know, some hints are given, some questions are added later on that you can see. You should say who you met, when and where you met this person, what you thought about this person when you first met, and explain why you think you became good friends with this person. Now, when you are given this topic, you will be provided with a minute time to actually think about it. You can take notes. I will actually record a video and tell you what the best way to take notes on section 2 is. It's very important how you do it. You have to have an opener for actually speaking about the section 2, and actually you should wrap your speaking up as well. We'll take a look at the answer which was provided by the candidate for this question, which is a very, very comprehensive and complete answer, which I really enjoyed. I'd like to share a memorable experience about meeting someone who eventually became a close friend of mine. A memorable experience, the first collocation that is used here is a memorable experience, means an experience that you have remembered for a very long time, about meeting someone, okay, getting to know that person who eventually, in the end, became a close friend of mine. Pay attention to the pronunciation of the word close. It's not close. Careful with that, because close is the verb form of this. So it's a close friend, a friend that you are very close to and you know very thoroughly. Who became a close friend of mine. Her name, the person I met, is named Sarah. So the person's name was actually Sarah. Now, after answering that part, which is actually who you met, he goes on to describe more details about when they met and the rest of the story. It was during my first year in college when we crossed paths in a psychology class. Cross paths with somebody means to actually meet somebody, your paths cross. Actually, you were in life, you get to meet some people. Cross paths is a very good expression to use to refer to meeting somebody. Okay, we can easily replace cross paths with met when we met in a psychology class, which cross paths is definitely a much better expression to use. It was an ordinary day and we were randomly assigned as partners for a group project. It was a very normal day. Randomly assigned, which means that there was nothing prepared in advance for this, for a group project, a project that was supposed to be done together, and they were supposed to do it as a group. As we started discussing our project, I noticed Sarah's friendly and approachable demeanor. Okay, a demeanor is actually a behavior someone has or the look someone has. Friendly and approachable demeanor. If you have a friendly and approachable demeanor, it means that you're a person who looks friendly and looks approachable. An approachable person is a person that you feel comfortable with going towards and talking to and trying to make conversation and contact with. Okay. As we started discussing our project, the interesting point about this sentence, this part, is the use of the verb start. And as you know, it has used the verb with the ing after that. As we began discussing our project topic, I noticed Sarah's friendly and approachable demeanor. Next sentence moves on to, she had a warm smile and a genuine interest in the subject matter. Look at how well the person is describing Sarah and giving a very elaborate description of what Sarah looks like and how she is, the characteristic of that person. She has a warm smile and a genuine interest in the subject matter. And interest, you could have also very easily used the word interest and not added genuine to the verb interest, but the adding of this genuine makes this collocation much more beautiful. To have a genuine interest in something, it means you have a complete interest and an interest that is pure, and you know that it's not out of anything else but out of the pure interest that you have. I found her to be intelligent and articulate. Again, the very good use of adjectives to describe that person. If you're intelligent, it means you have a high IQ. If you are articulate, it means you can talk properly. You have a good command of language, which made our collaboration enjoyable from the start. A collaboration also means a work that you do together with a specific person. So, again, the use of intelligent, articulate, and collaboration. Collaboration is also a word which is used very commonly. It means to work together. Enjoyable from the start, you can also use from the beginning, which is also another way of saying the same word. What struck me the most about Sarah, was her ability to listen attentively and contribute thoughtful insights. If something strikes you about somebody, it means that it attracts your attention. So you pay attention to something, okay? It means the thing that actually grabbed her attention more than anything else about Sarah was her ability to listen attentively. If you can listen attentively, it means you can listen carefully and contribute thoughtful insights. If you contribute to a topic, if you contribute to an idea, if you contribute to anything, it means that you try to say what you think, say what you mean, try to make that thing. If you contribute to a project, for example, these are all collocations which you can use with the verb contribute. It means that you try to help and make that thing better. So she contributed thoughtful insights. Insight means idea. Okay. She had a knack for making others feel heard and valued. Have a knack for something. Another very nice expression which is used here. It means to have a strong interest in something. Making others feel heard and valued. If you make others feel heard, it means that you listen to what they have to tell you. And if you make someone valued, it means you give them the impression that they are valuable for the group, or what they are doing, or the contribution that they are making, or what they are contributing is actually of value to you. This trait means characteristic, or this very specific thing that she had in a character, combined with her positive attitude. It means her positive view towards life or anything, made me feel comfortable sharing my thoughts and ideas with her. So because of this, he feels comfortable to share his ideas and his thoughts with Sarah. As we spent more time together working on the project, I realized that we share similar interests and values. So as they have spent more time working together, he has realized that they share something. If you share something with somebody, it means that you have something in common with that person. So their interests, what they are interested in, and their values, they think that the things that they find valuable for themselves or precious for themselves are alike. So this was something which was also interesting for the speaker. We both had a passion for learning. If you have a passion for something, it means you are interested in doing that thing. Engaging in meaningful conversations, actually having meaningful conversations, and exploring different perspectives and taking a look at different perspective means point of view, or the way you view the world. So these are also some of the things which are mentioned that they have in common. We also discovered common hobbies. A hobby is something that you do in your free time as an activity, such as hiking and playing board games. Hiking is when you go to the mountains or you go for a walk somewhere in nature. And playing board games, a board game is something is a kind of game that you play which includes a board. For example, chess can be a board game, which further strengthens our connection. Now, look at the use of the word further strengthened. It is added further to strengthen, to make it stronger than it already was before. So it made our connection even stronger. You can replace further strengthened with that. Beyond our shared interests, now he wants to go beyond that level. He wants to go even further. Okay, I believe our friendship flourished due to the mutual support and respect we offered each other. So if a friendship flourishes, it becomes stronger, it becomes better, it becomes more fruitful, for example. Due to means because of. Mutual means something which happens on both sides. It means both sides of a friendship, or, for example, a deal, are mutually involved, equally involved in doing something. Due to the mutual support and respect we offered each other. So they offered both support and respect for doing so. Next sentence, Sarah was always there to lend a listening ear. Now this is a beautiful expression which is being used here. Lend a listening ear. It means you are ready to listen to what your friend has to tell you at all times. We also have another expression which goes the same. It's a little bit different. Lend a helping hand. It means when you want to help somebody, and offer advice during challenging times. So when there were times which you are challenged, which you are in a problem or in a pickle, Sarah was there to actually offer her advice and help. Next sentence goes, we encouraged each other's personal and academic growth, pushing one another to reach our full potential. Now, encourage somebody is a verb. I want to give you the full actually structure of the verb. Encourage somebody to do something. That is the verb. It means to tell somebody repeatedly to do something or give them the motivation to do that thing. And we also have the opposite of encourage, which is discourage somebody. Now this time the structure changes. So if it's encourage somebody to do something, pay very close attention to the structure, but it's discourage somebody from doing something. So if you want to use these in a sentence, make sure that you use them with the correct structure. We encouraged each other's personal and academic growth. Now, personal growth is when you grow personally. Academic growth is what happens at university for you. The pronunciation of the word academic is also very important. And also I want to point this out that the other form of the verb is academy. So don't mispronounce academic like academic. Okay, a lot of the students actually make this mistake. So it's academic but academy. Okay, so academic growth, pushing one another to reach our full potential. If you push somebody to reach their full potential, this is also a very nice expression. It means you try to encourage them to do something and go beyond their limits to reach what they deserve, to reach the potential that they're supposed to get to. Moreover is a very good cohesive device which you can use both in speaking and in writing, it is used when you want to add further information to your speaking. Moreover, furthermore, which you can replace it with, our friendship was built on a foundation of trust and authenticity. To build something on a foundation means that to actually place it or actually base it on something, to base it on a foundation. Okay, a foundation is what you build a building on trust and authenticity. If you are authentic, it means you are real. You have nothing fake to tell or do. We felt comfortable being ourselves around each other. This is actually the meaning of authenticity. When you feel comfortable being yourself around somebody, it means you don't have to play a role. If you don't have to play games, you can be who you are as a person, which makes what you do authentic and real, without the fear of judgment, without the fear of being judged, actually. So you're not afraid that that person who is your friend is going to judge you because of what you have actually done. This openness allowed us to share our vulnerabilities, dreams, and aspirations freely. Now, the verb is allow somebody to do something. Okay, pay attention. The reason I'm talking about actually the structure of the verbs is that these are the things that the students have the most problems with, and they misuse them or use them incorrectly when they are actually doing the speaking section. Okay, so allow somebody to do something. Pay attention to that. So this openness allowed, sorry guys, this openness allowed them to share their vulnerabilities. Vulnerability means something which you are a part of your character, which you are easily hurt from that place. Dream is something you dream about, okay? And aspiration means ambitions or goals or something that you want to achieve in your life. So this allowed them to share those things together. Over time is also another expression which is used. You can replace it with as time goes by or as time went by, because you're talking about the past. As we faced various ups and downs together, our bond grew stronger. Face ups and downs, it means face good things and bad things in life. So you can. There's also another expression which is used in this regard, which is to go through thick and thin together. When you go through thick and thin with somebody, you actually face ups and downs with that person. So they could face various ups and downs, good days and bad days. So their bond grew stronger. Our relationship became much stronger than it already was. So it's also another very nice explanation. Next sentence, we celebrated each other's achievements. Okay, if you have an achievement, it means you have done something great, you have achieved something in your life. Provided a shoulder to lean on, and so that was the another expression which is used. If you have a shoulder to lean on, it means that you provide support for somebody. If you have a shoulder to lean on, support somebody during difficult moments and shared countless laughs along the way. If you share laughs with somebody, it means you laugh together and you are happy with each other. Our friendship has stood the test of time. This is an expression wonderfully used in this context. It means our friendship did not fade as time passed. So it stood. If something actually stands the test of time, it means as time goes by, that thing still is there and doesn't fade away. And despite the distance that separates us now, and because of the distance, it means this here, the actually speaker is trying to say that we are not together in the same city. We continue to support and cherish one another. They still support each other and cherish one another. In conclusion, meeting Sarah during my college years was a turning point in my life. So now, as I told you in section 2, you have to wrap up your speaking. So in conclusion, the speaker wants to conclude what he's trying to say. Meeting Sarah, getting to know Sarah while he was in college during my college years was a turning point in my life. A turning point in your life is a point in your life which things have turned for you, which have gone in a different direction, which is a very important moment. So if something very important has happened in your life, you can refer to it as a turning point in your life. For example, experiences of turning points can be when you, for example, meet your soulmate, or you get married, or you immigrate to another country, or you find the job of your dreams, or you make a lot of money, for example, or you achieve success after going through a lot of difficulties. That these can all be instances of a turning point in your life. Our initial encounter, initial means first. Encounter is when you meet somebody. So the first time we met, you can replace the first time we met with an initial encounter. During a group project, while they were doing a group project, sparked a connection. If something sparks a connection, it means it started a connection that grew into a deep and meaningful friendship that actually was transformed into a very strong and meaningful friendship. It's a very interesting way to actually wrap things up. Very, very good words used. Our shared interests, mutual support, trust and authenticity have been the pillars of our lasting bond. Now he's trying to say the things which have caused that friendship to actually last for a very long time. He's talking about their shared interests, the things they have in common, mutual support, the fact that they support each other, trust and authenticity. We talked about authenticity means that you feel comfortable being around somebody and you are the person you want to be. You don't have to play a role or anything like that. Have been the pillars of our lasting bond. A pillar is a kind of a something that comes from the ground up and holds something. It's a pillar. Okay, and the last sentence which wraps up the speaking in section 2 is, I am grateful for the friendship we have developed. I am thankful for the friendship we have developed. You can replace grateful with thankful. And the positive impact Sarah has had on my life. And the impact that Sarah has had on his life has been positive. Now, the vocabulary, I'm going to go through the important ones. I tried to explain all of them during the analysis that I made for this section. But anyhow, I'm going to mention some of them briefly. A memorable experience is an experience that you remember. Cross paths with somebody. It means that when you meet somebody during the course of your life. A friendly and approachable demeanor. We talked about demeanor means the way that somebody looks or behaves. Very, very good expression to use when you're talking about your friends, when you are trying to describe somebody, that somebody can have a warm smile, can be intelligent and articulate. These are all expressions and collocations which can easily be used to describe other people as well. This is maybe one of my favorites for this section. Listen attentively and contribute thoughtful insights. which was really, really nice expression which was used. Have a knack for something means have a very strong interest in something. A personal trait is something that you have which is part of your personality. A personal trait can be anything. You can be, for example, kind. You can be caring. You can be approachable, intelligent, articulate, or anything like that. That can be a personal trait, something that you have. Share similar interests and values. Okay, an expression that you can replace this with actually is to have a lot in common with somebody. This is also something you can replace, share similar interests and values. Have a passion for something. Also, have a passion for something. We talked about this. Here we have it. Have a knack for something. These two can be taken as synonyms. Have a passion for something. Lend a listening ear. Lend a helping hand. Both of them were used. Both of them very good expressions to use when you are trying to describe a person. If you lend a listening ear, it means you are okay. You are ready to listen to people and to listen to what they have to say, actually. If you lend a helping hand, you help that person. A fear of judgment, okay? If you have a fear of judgment, is you are scared of being judged because of who you are or what you've said or what you've done in the past. So when you have a true friend, you shouldn't be afraid of being judged by that specific person. Our bond grew stronger. It means the relationship we had together became stronger. Provide a shoulder to lean on. It means we used it when we wanted to talk about the difficult times that you had, and if you provide a shoulder for somebody to lean on, it means you support that person. Our friendship has stood the test of time. I think this was another one of those beautiful expressions which was used in this section. If your friendship has stood the test of time, it means as time has gone by, your friendship has not deteriorated or gotten worse. Turning point in your life, we talked about this. If something is a turning point, it means it is a very, very important event which has happened during your life, which has actually changed your life for the better or sometimes for the worse, hopefully always for the better. And your initial encounter is the first time you meet somebody. Okay, let's move on to section 3. In section 3, you will be provided with some follow-up questions. The examiner will ask you the question, and you are supposed to provide a comprehensive and full answer. This time, the difference between the questions which are asked in section 1 and the questions which are asked in section 3 is in the length of the answer you provide, and it has to be a little bit more sophisticated, and you have to use some more sentences to describe your answer and to give a full and complete answer to the question which has been asked from you, actually. So, the first question goes as such. How important is it for children to have lots of friends at school? So because the second section was about having friends, the third section is also related to what you had in the second part. Having a solid social network and developing friendships during childhood is undoubtedly important for children. A solid social network means a social network means actually a group of friends. If it's solid, it means it's actually good. And developing friendships during childhood and having good friends is undoubtedly, means without a doubt, important for children. Starting the sentence very strong, giving a very good and complete answer to the question which has been asked is very important when you're trying to answer the section 3 questions. It plays a significant role in their overall development and well-being. If something plays a significant role, for example, you can say it plays a significant role in my life. It means it has a strong role. It has a very important role. A synonym for significant is important, and I strongly recommend that you replace important with significant when you are talking. So whenever you want to say something, instead of saying important, you can easily say significant. So it plays an important role in the overall development and well-being. So it's very good. It helps your overall development, and well-being means being actually being good, if you want to give it a synonym. First and foremost, Very good way to start, a very good opener to give some points that you want to talk about. First and foremost, you can replace it with first of all, or you can also say firstly. These are expressions which can be replaced with first and foremost. Having friends at school provides children with a sense of belonging and inclusion. So, if you have friends at school, you have a sense of belonging. It means you feel that you belong to a group. A sense of belonging is a very good expression to use. And inclusion. Inclusion comes from the word include. Inclusion means to be included or to be part of a group or to be part of a community. So if you have a sense of inclusion or a sense of belonging, is that you feel involved and included in a group or a community. It allows them, we talked about the verb allow, to feel connected with their peers. Feel connected, for example, in contact. Your peers are the people who are at the same level as you are. For example, if you work in a company, your co-workers become your peers. If you are a high school student, your classmates or your pupils become your peers. So your peers are the people who are at the same level as you are, and establishes a support system outside of their family. A support system or a support group can also be replaced with a support system. Is actually a group of people which support you in your decisions, which support you in your bad days, and when you have troubles or when you have anything, they're there to actually to be a shoulder to lean on or to cry on. We already had that expression in the previous section of this speaking part. Moreover, we talked about this as well. Furthermore, friendships at school foster important social skills and emotional intelligence. If you foster something, it means you improve something, okay? So if you have a friendship at school, it improves your social skills. It means the ability to socialize, to actually function properly in the community or society. And emotional intelligence. You know that we have different types of intelligence, and I think one of the most important ones is emotional intelligence, which is referred to as EQ. Actually, so if you have emotional intelligence, what it means actually is that you're good with communicating. You know how to talk to people and communicate with them through interactions with peers. Through interactions means when you actually have interactions, you interact with the people who are in the same level as you. Children learn valuable lessons in communication, empathy, cooperation, and conflict resolution. Now, I've already mentioned this before. I'm going to emphasize it again, and I will emphasize them throughout all the videos that you're going to hear me talk about, because I believe that this is one of the most important things that you have to pay attention to when you are doing a speaking or when you are preparing yourself for the exam, which is that you have to first of all use enough adjectives when you are talking, and the use of proper vocabulary. Your lexical resources play a crucial role if you want to get a very high score. So, valuable lessons. Look at the expression. It doesn't say children learn lessons or children learn good lessons. It uses the adjective valuable. In communication, communicating with others. Empathy. Empathy means that when you actually show emotion towards somebody, when you say that you understand what they are saying and you know what they are going through. Cooperation means working together, and conflict resolution. It means actually conflict resolution means when you are solving a conflict, when you try to figure out how to make a conflict go away. Friendship also contributes to a child's cognitive development. If we talked about to contribute to something, it means to help something to happen. Friendship also helps improve a child's cognitive development. It means the development of the brain and the development of the process of being able to think about something logically and provide an answer for that. Okay. Continuing the speaking, we have engaging in group activities. If you engage in a group activity, it means you are part of a group activity. Okay, and take a look at the preposition engage in something is the word which is used, very important. With friends can enhance problem solving skills. Now this is an expression you have to write down. Although I should emphasize that I think it's better for you to write down everything that I say, because it will become, you will actually have a notebook to refer to later on and take a look at the notes that you have taken or the expressions that you want to use. So most of the, let's say all of the things that I'm providing you with here are important, which you can use when you are doing a speaking section. Problem solving skills. This is a very, very good expression, which means that skills that are used when you want to solve a problem, okay? It's kind of a synonym to conflict resolution. It's kind of, they are the same. Creativity, being creative, and critical thinking, being able to think critically, which can in turn broaden their perspectives. Now, another expression which is very important, broaden somebody's perspectives or broaden somebody's horizons. Both of these can be used. Broaden perspective, broaden horizons. You can write them down. If you broaden somebody's perspective or horizon, it means that you make them think more clearly and make them think better and with a clearer and stronger perspective towards a specific matter. Okay, however, it is worth noting that the quality of friendships is equally, if not more, important than the quantity. Now, the speaker here is trying to look at the question from a different angle, okay, a critical angle, if we want to say, a kind of applying critical thinking to his answer as well. It is worth noting, it is worth mentioning that the quality of friendships is equally, if not more, important than the quantity. A very good actually grammatical form which has been used here. So he's trying to emphasize that the quality of a friendship that you have is as important, if not more, than the quantity, the number of friends that you have. Okay, while having lots of friends, now it's going to elaborate the answer, give extra explanations. While having lots of friends can be beneficial for some children, trying to say that although having a lot of friends can be beneficial, can be helpful, beneficial is also a very nice adjective which has been used here, others may thrive with a smaller circle of close friends. Thrive is a very nice verb, means grow, to become stronger, for example. So others may grow with a smaller circle of close friends. This is actually a supporting sentence for the previous sentence that the speaker has said regarding the fact that he believes that the quality of a friendship is as important, if not more important, than the quantity of or the number of friends that you have. So he believes that from another perspective, you may thrive if you have a smaller circle of close friends. For example, if you have 2 close friends, it might help you even more. What matters most is the depth of these friendships. So he believes that in this section he's trying to say that the depth of a friendship is what matters more than the other actually characteristics, and the positive influence they have on a child's life. So a friendship must actually lead to a positive influence to a child. And the last sentence to wrap this question up, in conclusion, is trying to come up with a conclusion, which is a very, very good way to close an argument in section 3. I reckon, again, beautifully said. Here you can replace it with I believe, I think, but I reckon is a much more beautiful word to use, and I strongly recommend this expression if you are trying to give your opinion at the end or at the beginning or at any time during the speaking of a task, of any task in an IELTS. I reckon is a much more beautiful expression to use. While it is important for children to have friends at school, it's trying to say that while it is important for children to have friends, the emphasis should be on the quality rather than the quantity of these friendships. The speaker is trying to wrap up his idea by referring to the fact that he believes the quality of a friendship plays a stronger role than the quantity of the friendship that a child should have. Now let's take a look at some of the vocabulary which has been used. Again, I want to point out that the vocabulary I have brought here are more than the ones we used to provide the answer, so you can use them if you want to answer this question yourself. Personality traits or personality characteristics are the things that you have in yourself as a person. Sense of belonging, we talked about this. It means that it gives you the sense that you belong to a group. A peer is a person who is at the same level as you are. Social interaction and social skills are the things that you have in a group. Your social interaction is that it means that when you are interacting with other people, your social skills are the skill set you have in a society. Shared experiences or mutual experiences are the experiences that you have them with other people. Emotional development and emotional intelligence, which talks about both of these expressions. Emotional development is when you become stronger emotionally and you are able to handle difficult situations better. And emotional intelligence is your ability to be able to actually connect or talk to other people and find friends and make friends. Empathy is when you feel the same as somebody else or you understand what they are going through. Conflict resolution is when you provide an answer or you provide a way to solve a specific problem. A solution can be a good synonym for that. Gain first-hand experience. Now look at this beautiful expression which has been used here. If you gain first-hand experience about something, it means you are part of that experience personally. You haven't heard it from someone else, you haven't read it somewhere else, you were there and you were part of the expression. A genuine connection means that the connection that you have with somebody is actually real and it's not fake. Mutual respect, when you have mutual respect for somebody, it means that the respect is two-sided. When you have the same respect, that person has respect for you as well. An acquaintance is somebody that you know. The expression is be acquainted with somebody. If you are acquainted with somebody, it means you know that person on a specific level. You're not very close to that person, but you still know them at a certain level. So these are the vocabulary which were related to the first question. Now, let's move on to the second question. Do you think it is wrong for parents to influence which friends their children have? Now, this is a very, very controversial topic and a very controversial question. Now, you should also take this fact into consideration that when you are asked a question in section 3, you don't have much time to answer the question, so you have to come up with an answer very fast. So knowing what you want to say is very important. Now, one of the techniques you can use if you want to answer these questions is to paraphrase the question one more time. This is what the actually candidate has done here to a specific extent. Look at his answer. Look at the first sentence. When it comes to parents influencing their children's choice of friends, it is a topic that can evoke differing opinions. Now, this is a chance that you provide for yourself to actually think about your answer. So what the candidate has done here actually is that he or she has bought himself some time to think about the answer he's trying to provide and maintained the fluency that he is required when giving a task 3 answer. So when it comes to is used when you want to say refer to a topic. So the topic is about parents influencing the children's choice of friends. So he has paraphrased the question in a very beautiful way. When it comes to parents influencing their children's choice of friends, it's kind of a paraphrase of the topic. It is a topic that can evoke differing opinions. Evoke means raise or create. Differing opinions means opinions that are not the same and are actually different from each other. Now, he's going to try and elaborate on what he has said here. While some may argue that, while some may be of the belief that, this is also what you can replace with this, while some argue that, while some may be of the belief that, parental involvement, it means when you want to involve your parents, is necessary to ensure their children's well-being, is needed, is required to make sure, to ensure that your children are okay, the well-being of your children. Others believe that children should have the freedom to choose their own friends. So these are the differing opinions which the candidate talked about in the first sentence. What he's trying to do now is elaborate on what he has said. So this was one point of view, the first half of the sentence. The opposing perspective, or the other point of view, is what he is explaining in the second part of his speaking. He's saying that others believe that children should have the freedom to choose their own friends. You should be free to choose whoever you want to be friends with, actually. Now he's going to give more explanation about this. On the one hand, This is also a very good way to start. Parents may have valid concerns about the company their children keep. Now, to have valid concerns, it means to have concerns which are actually worth taking into consideration. You are concerned about somebody. If you're concerned about somebody, you are worried about the well-being of that person. You are worried how that person might actually feel, what might happen to that person. So he's saying that parents may have valid concerns about keep company. This is a very nice expression. Keep the company their children keep. Okay? The company you keep means that the people that you are acquainted with, the people that you hang out with, the people that you spend your time with, this is the company that you'll keep. So it's saying that parents might have valid concerns about their children's friends. See, this is a very simplified version of saying it. So if the speaker, the candidate had said, parents may have valid concerns about their children's friends, it would have meant exactly the same as saying about the company their children keep. Now you decide which one is the better form to be said in an IELTS speaking test. Definitely the one which is here, I believe, is a much better choice. They want to protect their children, okay, from negative influences or potential harm. They want to protect their children and keep them away from harm, from negative influences and potential harm. Now look at both of these collocations, a negative influence and potential harm. A negative influence is something that influences you in a bad way, and potential harm is something that might happen to you, still hasn't happened, but there is the possibility that you will potentially be harmed because of the friendship that you are in. Now, best by exerting influence over their children's friendship. Okay, if you exert influence over somebody, it means that you have influence over that person, or you try to apply a certain degree of influence over your children's friendship. Parents may believe they are safeguarding their child's best interests. Okay, if you safeguard something, it means you take care of it. You try not to let it for example, get damaged. So if you safeguard your children's best interests, it means you try to take care of what is best for your children. Okay, so your best interest is something that is best for you. It's a very nice expression to use. Additionally is another form of furthermore, moreover, which we had in the speaking. Parents may have insights into their children's personality. So parents, if you have an insight into something, it means you have a perspective or a point of view towards something. So parents may know their children's personality better than others, their values and interests, okay, which can guide them in encouraging friendships that align with these aspects. If something aligns with something, it means it is in accordance with that thing, or it's in the same actually path, they are equal. So what the speaker is trying to say here is that it's trying to say that because parents have an insight into their children's personality, values and interests, they can guide them, okay, and they can encourage friendships that are the same. It means the parents can tell their children to be friends with people who have the same perspective. Now, however, it's important to strike a balance between parental guidance and allowing children to make their own choices. Now, the candidate is trying to go to the second part of his speech and trying to talk about the other perspective that he has actually mentioned at the beginning of his argument. He says, however, it's important to strike a balance. Strike a balance is also another perfectly splendid expression. Strike a balance means to create a balance between parental guidance, the guidance that parents provide, and giving your children the opportunity to make their own choices, okay, to decide for themselves. So this is also a very good sentence. Children need the opportunity to explore social interactions. So here he's saying that children should be given the opportunity to explore social interactions without them being told what to do. Form their own opinions, create their own opinions, and develop their interpersonal skills. So the skills that are required in order to communicate with other people should be developed by children themselves. Very strongly argued in this part, in this regard, allowing them to choose their friends. If parents allow their children to make their own choice of friends, can foster independence, okay, can actually create independence, self-confidence, and a sense of autonomy. Independence means when you are independent, self-confidence means when you believe in yourself. A sense of autonomy is a very good expression. It means that you feel independent again. You feel that you are autonomous in the decisions that you are making. Parents can play a supportive role. Parents can play a very strong and supportive role. It means they can support their children by providing guidance and open communication. So what the speaker is actually trying to say is that parents should allow their children to make their own choices. On the other hand, they should provide guidance and open communication. Allow the children to communicate with them whenever the children feel to do so. They can engage in conversations. They can have conversations. Look at the expressions that are being used. The candidate is not saying have conversations. He's using the expression engage in conversations with their children about friendships, discussing the qualities of healthy friendships and the importance of surrounding themselves with positive influences. So here the speaker is trying to say that parents can play an engaging role but allow their children to make their own and actually independent choices. So friendship can actually have conversation with children about friendship, discussing the quality of healthy friendship. A healthy friendship is a friendship that does not actually harm you in any way, and the importance of surrounding themselves with positive influences. If you are a positive influence, it means you influence somebody in a positive and non-destructive manner. In conclusion, to wrap things up, while parents, again, the speaker is referring to what he has said at the beginning, while parents may have genuine concerns and intentions, okay, so a genuine concern and intention. It says while parents' intentions and concerns may be completely real, okay, and genuine, it is crucial, it's very important to strike a balance between guidance and allowing children to make their own decisions. So it's used the word again, crucial, not important. So you can easily say important, but crucial is a much better word to be replaced with important. We talked about strike a balance between guidance and allowing children to make their own decisions. Very good way to wrap up the speaking second question. Let's take a look at some of the vocabulary we use. Evoking differing opinions. Okay, if you evoke an opinion, you bring a feeling, memory, or an image into your mind. So you create actually differing opinions which are not the same. Parental involvement means the involvement of parents. Have valid concerns. It means you are concerned about something and it is valid. The synonym is have genuine concerns. These two are synonyms and you can use them in each other's place. Exerts influence over somebody. We talked about this. Use power of influence to affect somebody. Okay. Safeguard somebody. Take care of somebody. We talked about this. Have insight into somebody's personality means to know somebody's personality better than they do. In most of the cases, actually parents believe that they know their children better than themselves. Strike a balance between something. It means to create a balance between two things. Sense of autonomy, sense of being independent, being able to make your own choices. Critical thinking is actually when you are able to criticize a situation or have a different perspective of thinking towards something. Make a sound decision. Now this is a very beautiful expression. Wasn't used while we were doing this, while the candidate was doing the speaking, but it can be used. If you make a sound judgment, it means the judgment that you are making is logical, is a good judgment. It's not flawed or bad. And growing autonomy. It means fostering autonomy. You can easily replace grow here with the verb foster. Now, let's go to the final question of task 3. Why do you think, this was a question which was asked, why do you think children often choose different friends as they get older? So now the last question wants to actually talk about the process of change which takes place as children grow older. As children get older, it's common, it's very usual, it doesn't use usual, uses common, better word to use, for them to choose different friends as their interests, priorities and personalities evolve. So it's trying to say that as they evolve, as they change, evolve means change gradually, as their interests, their priorities, priority means what is important for you, and personalities change, it's common for them to choose different friends, a different group of friends. Several factors contribute to this phenomenon. Phenomenon means something that happens, okay, or something that exists. So if a factor contributes to a phenomenon, it means it actually affects that phenomenon. So now the interesting thing is phenomenon is a noun and the plural form of this is an irregular form. If you omit the on at the end of phenomenon and replace this on with an a, so you get phenomena, that is the plural form of the word phenomenon. So careful with how you make it plural. Firstly, as children go through different stages of development, their interests and hobbies change. First of all, first and foremost, you can replace firstly with any of these two. As children go through different stages of development, if you go through something, this expression, it means you experience that thing. Different stages of development, their interests and hobbies change. It's very clear. So they become exposed to new activities. If you are exposed to something, it means you experience it or you are in contact with it. So you can say become exposed to can be replaced with go through or experience new activities, sports or clubs, which can attract them to different peer groups. Okay, so because they are having different types of activities, they are attracted to different peer groups. We talked about peers, people who are at the same level actually as you are. For example, and now he's trying to give an example to elaborate what he's trying to say. A child who was once interested in playing with toys, a child who was interested in actually doing childish things, may develop a passion for music or sports. To develop a passion for something means to become passionate about something. So, may become interested in music or sports, leading them, to seek friendships, look for friendships with others who share these newfound interests. Now, look at the expression which is used here, a newfound interest. Is a new interest, the newfound interest is the same as a new interest, but newfound interest is much better than saying new interests. So, something which is new. Secondly, as children mature, if you mature, it means you get older, you get wiser. They begin to develop their own identities and values. They begin to have their own identities and values. You can easily replace the verb develop with the verb have. But using develop is much more sophisticated than have. So it says that they develop their own identity, how they perceive themselves, and values. They explore their likes and dislikes, forming opinions and beliefs that may differ from their previous social circles. So when you explore something, it means you are examining it to see if it's right or wrong. You form opinions, you have an opinion and you have a belief that may differ. If something differs from something, it means that it's different from that thing, from their previous social circle. A social circle is actually a social group, or a social network. It's the same thing. Both of them are synonyms. Additionally, furthermore, as children navigate through the complexities of social dynamics, they become more aware of their own personality and preferences. When you navigate through something, it means you experience that thing. So when you navigate through, it means when children experience the complexities of social dynamics. Social dynamics is what happens in a social context or what happens in when you are in the society, they become more aware. They realize what's going on, and they understand their own personality and preferences. And preferences are the things that you prefer to do. They may discover that certain friendships no longer meet their needs for support, understanding, or shared experience. Discover is a synonym for find out, figure out. Both of them can be used. That certain friendships, specific types of friendships, no longer meet their needs. If something doesn't meet your needs, it means it doesn't satisfy you to a degree, or it doesn't fulfill your needs, or the needs that you have are not actually fulfilled. For support, understanding, and shared experience. So that's why you change the group, because you're not supported, you don't feel supported or understood. It is also worth mentioning that as children grow older, it's also worth mentioning, is also another very nice expression to start a sentence with. It's also worth saying that as children grow older, as children age, their social circles expand. Their social circles expand means gets bigger, beyond the boundaries of their immediate surrounding. Immediate surrounding, beyond the boundaries of something, it means beyond the limits of their immediate surrounding. The immediate surrounding is a surrounding that they have surrounded themselves with at the start, or they're just close friends, for example. With the advent of technology is also another expression which you can use with the actually, as technology has grown, for example, and social media, children now have the chance, opportunity means chance, to connect with peers, to be in contact with peers from different schools, cities, and even countries. This is actually what means, this is the opposite of immediate surrounding. So when you have the ability to connect with peers from different schools, cities, and even countries, you move outside your immediate surrounding. This accessibility to a broader network of individuals can contribute to the diversification of their friendships. Now look at this beautiful sentence, one very, very, very nice sentence to bring the speaking to an end. The accessibility, the availability to a broader network of individuals. See, instead of saying the accessibility to more people, instead of saying more people, a broader network of individuals means more people. Individuals means people. A broader network means more. So instead of saying the accessibility to more people, it has replaced it with, he has replaced it actually with the accessibility to a broader network of individuals. Can contribute to, we talked about this, can help the diversification of their friendships. It will diversify. Diversification is the noun form of the verb diversify. So it will diversify, it will make it more, it will increase the variety of their friendships. In summary, wrapping up the speaking, children often choose different friends. Children usually choose different friends as they get older, as they age, due to factors such as changing interests, we talked about this, evolving identities as their identities change, and the exploration of new social circles, and we try to find new social circles. Let's take a look at the related vocabulary and wrap the speaking up. Contributing factor is a factor that plays a role in something. Become exposed to new activities, it means you actually face new activities. Peer groups are groups that have the same status socially or economically or financially or in any different kind as you have. Social circle, we talked about this, it means a group of people. Seek friendship, look for friendship and try to find it in the end, hopefully. Evolving values and identities. Evolving means changing. So if your values and identities evolve, it means they change. Social dynamics are actually the things which happen to you in a social platform or when you socialize with other people. Be exposed to peers. If you are exposed to something, you are facing that thing or you are experiencing it to a certain level. Immediate surrounding are your group of friends which surround you they don't live in another city, they're not from different communities. For example, your immediate surrounding are the people you work with, are your colleagues or your classmates. This is what is referred to as your immediate surrounding. Diversification of friends, it means when you have friends from different social groups, when you have friends from different actually peer groups and from different walks of life. And self-discovery, the last expression which you can use to answer this type of question, is when you try to understand who you are as a person. Okay, this brings our first video to an end. I really hope you thoroughly enjoyed the analysis as I did, and we thank you for staying with us until the end of the video. We would be really grateful if you would follow us on YouTube and you will like our videos.